one of the greatest boxers, if not the greatest boxer in history. He's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor, not so much the one with Logan Paul. I just see some of these things, and this is just my personal feeling. This is not a movie. This is not Rocky 3, where Rocky is going against Thunderbolt, who that was his name, or Hulk Hogan, okay?
Floyd is not interested in boxing anymore. Okay. So he's interested in cashing in on events.
Before he wants an exhibition with me, but I disagree, and I don't want to fight with exhibition with him. I want to fight a real fight like this. So this is it. This is what I'm.
Outspoken experts Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman have reignited the argument by criticizing Floyd Mayweather Jr. about the Manny Pacquiao rematch. This comes after Mayweather called it an exhibition, even though reports show signed contracts for a real fight. Stephen A. Smith believes Mayweather is deliberately playing mind games with the entire situation.
You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money.
Like Stephen A., many analysts believe Floyd Mayweather's remarks about the Pacquiao rematch being an exhibition could be a calculated tactic rather than genuine confusion or a contract violation. By framing the fight in a bold or intense way, he may be trying to generate extra excitement and discussion around the event.
I think that this is just a selling point. I think ultimately Mayweather has to agree to whatever the contract is. If it's a fight, I think one of the comments the other day really made a point that, one of the comments in our chat made a point that, has really stuck with me. Mayweather has to know the terms he agreed to. Come on, I mean, you can't just sign something and not know those terms. You gotta know that if it is, in fact, it has to be a fight, then he would do this. And he knows he's got to go through with a fight. He may just be saying this just to sell the fight in general, just to sell it as, make it a talking point, make it a controversial point, so that people want to wind up, talking about it more. It becomes a topic of discussion, and then from that perspective, people end up watching. More people end up watching it because it becomes more of a polarizing topic of conversation. So I don't know. I see this eventually getting straightened out. I think it has to. I mean, Floyd has to fight right now. I think Mayweather probably wants to fight right now. I mean, Mayweather wants to fight and probably has to fight right now. And Pacquiao.
The conflict exploded when Mayweather publicly described the rematch as an exhibition. This contradicted not only Pacquiao's statements but also what the promoters, broadcasters, and others involved in organizing the event believed to be true. This sudden shift in story immediately raised serious doubts.
Chance, you can see what Floyd said. I think he's saying that he feels it's an exhibition and not a real fight.
Is that what he's feeling? But he signed a real fight.
So it's for sure.
Yes, the contract that we signed is a real fight.
Real fight, okay. Yeah, because I know he said.
I want to fight an exhibition.
No exhibition. It's either real fight or nothing.
Yeah, it's a real fight. Yeah.
The Sphere still in Las Vegas?
That's the contract that he signed. I mean.
Yeah. So it's still happening then.
He has to remember that.
But it's still on. It's still happening.
Oh yeah, we did sign the contract already, so. There's no reason why,
Why wouldn't?
Why wouldn't, yeah.
All right. Look good. You look already in shape. What adjustments do you think you're gonna make for the rematch? Adjustments compared to the first fight?
I have the improved and better strategy compared to that.
Manny Pacquiao Promotions has been accusing Mayweather of violating the contract. They say Mayweather signed multiple agreements stating the match is a professional fight and that there is written proof including digital signatures and official documents.
Of contract in terms of what Mayweather had to say the fight weekend of Fundora and Thurman. Apparently he did an interview, said that it was an exhibition, that these guys didn't have anything to prove, that their legends were already set in stone, and that it would be an exhibition. He wasn't sure if it was going to be at the Sphere. Apparently, that is not true. According to a Boxing Scene article that interviewed Jazz Mathur, the CEO of Manny Pacquiao Promotions, said that, yes, the fight is contracted for the Sphere, booked at the Sphere, scheduled at the Sphere for September 19th. It is booked as a professional fight, not as an exhibition. It was never booked as an exhibition, which makes sense because Netflix got behind it, and I would assume that they would not want an exhibition. We said the other day, I think it was actually yesterday, we said that this fight has to be a real fight and not an exhibition because, one, Netflix is involved, two, Manny Pacquiao wants wants that get back. And two, also just betting lines. It's a huge aspect of this sport and this kind of fight.
Max Kellerman strongly argues that in a rematch, Manny Pacquiao would beat Floyd Mayweather Jr. without much difficulty. He points out that Pacquiao has been more active in recent years with sharper punch combinations and a non-stop rhythm. Kellerman suggests those strengths would be too much for Mayweather to handle.
Sharper fighter by the time he fights Floyd in a rematch, and Floyd would be in danger of being stopped. And in that fight, there is a very good chance that Pacquiao will stop Floyd Mayweather.
Manny Pacquiao has always wanted a true rematch and has firmly rejected any talk of an exhibition fight. He insists the bout must be a real professional contest, not a staged event. This stance directly goes against what Floyd Mayweather Jr. reportedly prefers. As a result, it is becoming less and less likely the fight will happen under exhibition rules or without a clear contract on competitive terms.
Retirement, then we'll have a Mayweather Pacquiao too.
Would you do an exhibition with him, or would you potentially entertain an exhibition with someone like maybe a Conor McGregor?
No, I don't like exhibition. Like I want if Mayweather is my opponent, I don't like exhibition. Like I want fight. Like there's
Reports say Floyd Mayweather Jr. received advance payments that were directly linked to an agreement for a professional fight with Manny Pacquiao. Those funds were supposedly based on the bout being officially sanctioned. This raises questions about whether changing the fight status could violate the original contract terms.
Taken a cash advance payment of his purse for the upcoming Manny Pacquiao rematch on Netflix, despite it currently being in jeopardy. I don't even know how that's possible. Who gave him a cash advance before they even got to the fight? I understand like paying some up front to secure the fight, but paying everything? Maybe it's not what it is. Maybe the cash advance is like partially, but still, what? So if this is to be believed, and this is via ESPN, this is not, random Twitter person reporting this. I think Mike Coppinger also reported the same thing. If this is to be believed, Floyd took a cash advance and then undermined the promotion of his own fight to try to protect his 50.
Stephen A. Smith has been openly critical of Floyd Mayweather Jr., questioning the quality of opponents the undefeated champion has chosen to face in recent years.
Not just anyone deserves to be in a ring with you, even if you are retired, even if it is for exhibition purposes. A lot of people out there wish they could be in the ring, on a basketball court with a LeBron James. All right? You don't deserve it. You're not him. You're not on his level. He's so elite. He's so phenomenal. You don't deserve to be in that arena with him unless you've earned it. So that's just how I look at it. These exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in.
Kellerman argues that Floyd has perfected a strategy of taking easy, high-paying fights against YouTubers and UFC fighters who are not top boxers. This allows him to earn huge money while avoiding the risks of facing elite professional opponents in the ring today.
Point of view, my best interest is take minimal risk, maximum reward, not get hit, get out with all my money and all my marbles, right? Like that's in the fighter's best interest. Fighters and fans' interests diametrically opposed. And so what Floyd figured out after a while, for example, with Pacquiao, Stephen A., is I don't have to fight this dude at the height of his powers. I can wait. Okay, I'll fight him now. Now there's pent-up demand. I got to make 5 times more than I would have made back then to fight a guy who's not as dangerous as he was back then. That's smart. And then what he realized is, wait a minute, because Conor McGregor's rise, I don't even have to fight fighters, boxers. I can fight dudes who don't box and make $100 million. Now, what fool wouldn't do that if he could? Why fight a guy who's trained his whole life to box you for $30 million when you can fight a guy who hasn't trained his whole life boxing for $100 million? Well, of course, Floyd's right about that, so that's what he did. And since then, he's realized, Stephen A., he never has to get in the ring with a dude who's trained his whole life to box, and he can make money. Whether it's a Japanese kickboxer, right, who's smaller than him, whether it's Logan Paul, who's a YouTube star who's twice his size, it doesn't matter. If you haven't trained in boxing your whole life, it's easy work for Floyd.
Adding more to the debate is Mayweather's ongoing work in exhibition matches against non-boxers and crossover athletes. There have even been claims that Mayweather's planned exhibition fights, including one with kickboxer Mike Zambides, could themselves violate the terms of the Pacquiao contract.
Mayweather is back. I heard Mike Zambides is actually from K1, and this dude was a monster. From the highlights I've seen, he would walk up to you, fire off combinations, and send your chin into the fourth dimension. Here's the only problem. His last fight was 10 years ago. So I don't expect Zambides to, put on a masterful performance against Mayweather and beat him, but I also don't expect Mayweather to do a lot of damage to Zambides. Mayweather's 48 years old. Mike Zambides is 45 years old. If Mike Zambides comes in and he's got that, quick style where he can just unload pressure on Floyd Mayweather, again, this could be a huge moment for Zambides and a detrimental moment for Mayweather. So,
even with all the current problems, CEO Jazz Mather has insisted that the rematch between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao is still moving ahead and will be an official professional fight. He believes the bout will be explosive, highly competitive, and worth all the worldwide excitement. He stressed that both fighters are in great shape and sharp despite their age, which makes the matchup a serious and thrilling contest, not just a simple exhibition.
To the expectations.
Better. I think that demand-wise, look, people are always going to have comments. They're always going to have something to say. A lot of people are excited. A lot of people are saying, oh, this fight's not going to do that great. Or why are they doing this? They're so old. They're this, that. Those are going to be the first people that are going to want to watch it. I think leading up closer to the fight, when people start seeing their training camp videos, then they're going to be like, wow, like this is not a joke. These guys are in serious conditioning, right? There's a lot of time you see boxers, they're in their early 20s, they're great. And when they hit their mid-30s, they're completely out and they just can't continue anymore. These guys are different. They're built different. They are different. There's a reason why.
According to Jazz Mather, the planned rematch between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao is scheduled to go 10 to 12 rounds using 8-ounce gloves. Mather said these details are meant to balance competition with the fighter's later stage physical condition, keeping both safety and excitement in mind. He also noted that while Pacquiao's side wants a 147-pound welterweight limit, the exact weight has not been set yet and still needs approval from Mayweather's team. This setup shows ongoing talks to keep things fair, while also handling the huge business and worldwide attention around the fight, which is being promoted as one of the biggest boxing events in recent years.
Gloves will be used. Can you share some details there?
So 10 to 12 rounds, 8-ounce gloves. The weight has not been confirmed yet. Okay, we're still waiting on Floyd's side for this one, but it'll be we're hoping around 147 is what Manny wants.
Gotcha. And it sounds like the rounds could be either 10 or 12?
10 or 12, yeah.
And these will be 3-minute rounds?
Max Kellerman notes that the first fight between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao was not just any match, but the highest-earning bout of its time, often called the fight of the century, bringing in huge global money and attention. He argues this is exactly why Netflix is pushing so hard for the rematch, trying to capture that same excitement and nostalgia for today's viewers. Reports say the 2015 fight broke pay-per-view records and brought in massive gate revenue, making it a historic moment in boxing. Now with both fighters returning years later, Kellerman believes the rematch is being sold less as a real competitive necessity and more as a nostalgic event aimed at fans' memories of that famous night, rather than delivering a true top-level prime contest.
Tickets sold, etc. Joe Louis and Max Schmeling, the rematch, Ali and Frazier, the first fight. These were the biggest fights in boxing history. But Mayweather and Pacquiao was easily the biggest fight of its era, of the generation. And it was the highest grossing fight of all time.
Sure.
Because it 4.4 million pay-per-view buys at $100 a pop. Do the math, right? It's interesting because Netflix is obviously in the business of, you said, eventizing. Yes. Everyone, they want enormous events that become shared experiences. In a way, in this day and age, partly because of delivery systems of content like Netflix, everything is so niche. Everything is so compartmentalized that there's very few shared experiences. It's one of the
Kellerman discusses legacy and pound-for-pound greatness, asking whether Manny Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather should be seen as the more historically important fighter. The panelists disagree on how to measure greatness in boxing. Some highlight Mayweather's undefeated record, defensive skill, and technical perfection inside the ring. Others argue that Pacquiao's legacy is more impressive because of his aggressive style, his willingness to face dangerous opponents, and his success in winning titles across many weight classes. The discussion shows that while Mayweather is often viewed as the more polished and defensively strong boxer, Pacquiao is seen as having taken bigger risks and achieved wider success against different kinds of fighters. Even with their different views, they agree both belong among the greatest of all time. In the end, the debate stays open, showing how personal the idea of boxing greatness is when comparing skill achievements and overall impact on the sport.
Are you interested in it?
Yep.
Is it a good fight?
Yeah.
I'll be watching.
I'll watch it. The first one was awful, but now they're 50 years old. Let's see it.
But why though? But you didn't like the first time.
No, I didn't.
I'm not watching the second.
You didn't like that match?
No, the first fight.
Yeah, I forgot. So when they wasn't grandpas, when they wasn't grandpas,
by the way, that fight went more or less how I thought it would go. I always thought it would go that way.
But you liked Pacquiao more.
No, I didn't like the fact that it was diminished.
Who's your favorite fighter, Pacquiao, Floyd? Come on, we know it's Pacquiao.
I know Pacquiao. Actually, Floyd. Watching Floyd fight is actually more my style of that perfect boxer.
That's what
when I do a pound for pound ranking, I'm trying to be objective. Pacquiao jumped more weight classes. What he did pound for pound to me was more.
All right, everyone. Stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.